Going back to my buddy here, Austin
Oh,
Talley.
yes.
We'll give him a call here in a minute. Obviously, we're a couple minutes later than we say we'll call him. There's a couple networks. We got a network called Pineapple Express. You all look that up and see what happened. Over 65 vets went to Kabul in the middle of the night, dressed out, and evacuated 600 Americans and Afghans without the help of U.S. government.
I heard that.
Or Biden. These were all guys, contractors like myself. They went on their own dime.
Wow.
Went in a private plane, went into town doing operations, like high-speed operations, man, in the middle of the night. And you know what they were doing? If those Afghans or American citizens that were there, they had to turn their phone on and show a pineapple on their screen in the middle of the night, and they would see it with their MVGs. That's what they knew. That's part of the group they had to evacuate.
So they did it on their own dime?
On their own. Nobody helped them. No Biden administration. And that's what veterans are doing right now as we still speak. Now, Austin Talley is part of another organization that was able to evacuate another 1,500 people without the help of the U.S. government. All right? They got their operation center. They got intel guys on the ground. What's harder now that the U.S. military left, if these guys are still doing these operations, if there's firefights, now they got to fend for themselves. There's going to be no U.S. support. In other words, there's going to be combat actions against ISIS, possibly the Taliban, with these vets, contractors that decided to go by themselves to go help evacuate Americans that are still left behind.
Austin, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. How are y'all doing?
Good, man. It's good to have you on the line. Talk to us a little bit about what you're working on, what type of program you've got, and what your program does for people.
As far as the evacuating of Afghanistan and everything that you've been doing with your group, Austin, it'll be good for them to know.
So we've been working nonstop now. I guess we're on day 12. It's a very large network. And so what kind of happened organically as well is as you're working with your buddies, doing what you know needs to be done and reaching out to our allies and our Afghans that we worked with side by side, you start stumbling onto other things. You start realizing there's Americans that need to be rescued. So you start working those cases. And then next thing you know, you realize there's somebody else working somebody else that person knows. And then you get to meet that person. And then you realize there's other Americans here stateside working the same case. And then you get brought into very high-level conversations of problem solvers in the entrepreneur world as well as the government or military world. And then you're just kind of in awe of how fast the network grows. So right now we're probably 200 former Special Forces, Navy SEALs, MARSOC guys combined. And a whole bunch of West Point graduates and just a whole bunch of good people that care that were probably former different government agencies.
What do we need to do to help you out, man? What do you need from our fan base, because we have a very generous fan base that like to help out. What do you need from us, and how can we do it?
Well, so there's different ways you can contribute to this fight from here in Texas, which sadly it's come to the news, and we brought some of these cases to Governor Abbott's attention, and he's been so gracious into joining this fight with us. There is many Texans that are American citizens, obviously, but we think Texas is, we're a little different. We're Texans first, and they were left behind. So we have different phases of the operation that you can join the fight in. So Andy Wilson, former ODA guy, CEO of Quiet Professionals, he started a nonprofit with a few other very smart human beings as well to solve these problems. And it's called parf.us. That's PARF.us. And that is to kind of help out on multiple levels of this process, more so towards the end when we have somebody in the neighboring country or back here in the United States that needs clothing, water, food, shelter, and help with the visa process. There's another really good nonprofit that multiple recognized veterans like General Petraeus has brought to light, and it's called NoOneLeft.org, and all one word, NoOneLeft.org.
Okay.
And they're doing some of that same process as well.